Book Talk. It's Nonfiction November, so we're going to talk about essays today, narrowed down the nonfiction a little bit. I've been reading some good essay collections. I'm going to start with American Like Me, Reflections on Life Between Cultures, compilated by America Ferrera. She's the actress who's been in a lot of things lately, Superstore, which is a hilarious show. But her culture is from the Honduras, and she has two essays in here about that. Everyone thinks that she got the name America because her parents came here and they loved America and the dream of America and named her that, thinking of her bright future, but she was actually named that back in the Honduras because technically that's Central America, so it was named after that part of the country. So I thought that was hilarious. Because sometimes she just goes along with that, like, yeah, American dream, or origin story. But she brings together a bunch of people in the media, like actors and like her. There's some sports people, some writers, and they're all either first generation or second generation immigrants. So. But most of these essays are like pretty hilarious, just talking about identity, talking about, you know, maybe a clash of cultures with their parents or just like funny little things. So I think this is really fun, and we are actually getting some paperback copies of this to give away during our winter reading, so look out for that. Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda has an essay in here. One hilarious one was by Jenny Zhang, and I'm not sure if I had heard of her before. She's like a writer. She was talking about how her family from China loved going to Sizzlers for the all-you-can-eat because her parents grew up really poor in China and they had never heard this all-you-can-eat phrase, so they were like, we're going there, even though they didn't even like the food. So it was really funny. Check it out, American Like Me. Next one I'm going to talk about is a compilation of women writers on being 40-ish. Here again, you might notice some names that are familiar to you, some writers who write for like New York Times or, you know, you reckon some recognizable names. But these are just obviously essays on being 40-ish. One of the writers kind of compares her life at 40 compared to at 20, and it's pretty hilarious. She makes fun of her, kind of her age and kind of the different culture now and back then. And some of them talk about relationships, some of them, you know, talk about, you know, just different things about aging, about, you know, of course, looks and things like that. Just, again, there's a lot of humorous stuff in here, but also heartfelt. And one of them, you know, describes being in your 40s as like being at the top of the Ferris wheel. It's a great view. You come like halfway, and then probably it's like down from there, but so I haven't really gotten to recommend this too much, so I wanted to recommend it. It came out a few years ago, so it's still pretty new. Being 40-ish, edited and compilated by Lindsey Mead. So check it out. Of course, geared toward women, so maybe more women out there in their 40s, obviously, would, and older, might like that. I really liked it, gave it 5 stars. And then, finally, Well-Read Black Girl, Finding Our Stories, Discovering Ourselves. Again, essays, compilated by Gloria Edim. Now, Gloria Edim is the founder of Well-Read Black Girl. It's like a blog. She started as a blog. She has Twitter now, a lot of followers, a big movement, because she loved reading and she loved talking about the authors, and especially Black authors that influenced her. And she, you know, she just started this blog not thinking it would like be huge or anything, and then it just like blew up. So it's like pretty famous now, and it's great. So in here, it's all Black women writers who are mainly talking about books that influence them and authors that influence them. So if you like to read people talking about books, which I do, but doesn't everyone? So this is a lot of fun, and I'll just warn you that your to-read list is going to get a lot longer, because you'll be like, oh, I have to read that book, and I have to read that book. So yeah, so, and the great thing about essays is you don't have to read every single one. Go through, you know, no one's gonna like put you in jail for not reading every single one. Just look for the ones that catch your eye, and or if you're not getting into one, go to the next one, because it's such a variety of voices. But you'll find something that speaks to you here, I'm sure. And even if you're not a Black woman, or you know, it can be eye-opening, and I urge anybody to pick up any of these, because it's just will open your eye to a new world. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me for Nonfiction November. I know you're all waiting for my favorites of 2020, so I already have that ready. So look for that pretty soon. I already know the books I'm going to talk about. And yeah, and definitely send me comments and like us and follow us. Thank you. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the Stickney-Forest View Public Library's YouTube channel. Also, like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Stickney-Forest View Public Library District, where great things happen.